Okay, it's 6 o'clock. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the MGA's second virtual annual meeting. We would rather have met in person, but for today, we wanted to make sure everyone was safe still, and we're conducting this meeting via a webinar. I am Lorianne Cerullo, the president of the WMGA, and would like now to call to order the 122nd annual meeting of the Women's Metropolitan Golf Association and introduce the 2021 Board of Directors. The 2021 officers are Donna DeMarco, our Vice President of Marketing and Communications, Mary Jo Gray, our VP of Competitions, Sky Gregory, our Treasurer, and Michelle Lemoy Gray, our Secretary. The Board of Directors from Long Island are Shannon Boyle for Programming, Barbara Biamonte for Membership, Ina Kim Shad, our Junior Girls Chair, Diane Mock, our Foundation Liaison, and Sheila O'Malley, our District Captain. The Board of Directors for New Jersey are Kathy Flicker, District Captain, Kate Platt for Sites, Fiona Miesner for Communications, and Katie Renoff is our Team Competitions. The Board of Directors for Westchester and Connecticut are Laura Coash, our District Captain, Wendy Dominic for Team Matches, and Jeannie Gaston for Volunteer. Thank you, ladies, for all you have done throughout this year. Behind the 17-member board is a staff that deserves a lot of credit. It is hard to anticipate and to articulate the numerous tasks needed to oversee and execute the many things that the WMGA does. We owe tremendous thanks to our WMGA staff that ensures that the tournaments, communication, special events, team matches, and membership renewals run smoothly. I'd like to thank Sarah Niemeyer, our Executive Director, Brian Levy, our Tournament Manager, who joined us in April from James Madison, Susan Longlad, our Office Manager, and Addison Burdick. He is our USGA PJ Boatwright intern. He was both starter, our photographer, our web and YouTube master. He was a jack of all trades. Unfortunately, Addison's internship is ending in December. We will miss him, but we wish him well in his future endeavors, although he may be assisting us with some projects in the winter. Thanks to the entire staff for your work with our previous infrastructure migration to the cloud. The staff was seamlessly able to migrate to this new hybrid business model. We worked remotely, in the office, and at tournaments. At this point, is there any objection to dispensing with the reading of the minutes of the 2020 annual meeting? Please indicate any objection in your chat function. Sarah, I will ask you if you are reading, if there are any objections in the chat function.
There are no objections noted in the chat.
Then may I have a motion to accept the minutes of the 2020 annual meeting? Mary Jo, I think we didn't, you're up. Can we unmute Mary Jo?
So moved.
Thank you. And do I have a second?
Second the motion.
If you are in favor, please select yes in the Zoom poll panel that is going to be popping up on your screen. All those opposed, select no, and those who wish to abstain, select abstain. Sarah will be monitoring the responses. We'll give everybody a second. Great. The numbers indicate that the minutes have been approved. The minutes for the 2020 fiscal year are on file in the WMGA office. Thank you. We want to now recognize the board members who have given 2 years of service to the WMGA board and virtually present them with the logoed medallion to thank them for their service and their dedication. The actual medallion will be mailed to them. For 2 years service award this year is Barbara Biamonte, Sky Gregory, Fiona Miesner, and Sheila O'Malley. Thank you again for your 2 years of service to the WMGA. And a big thank you for the outgoing board members, Mary Jo Gray, Sky Gregory, Michelle Lemoy Gray, Fiona Meisner, and Diane Mock. Your service and support over the years are so deeply appreciated. Thank you for your time and efforts that you've given to this organization. I especially want to thank Diane Mock, who served on the WMGA board for 10 years, starting in 2011. More about Diane later in the program. Now I'd like to recognize the many dignitaries that we have present on today. First, the WMGA past presidents. It represents nearly 45 years of presidential legacy of this organization. They are Ann Beard, Cheryl Brayman, Barbara Candy, Kathy Cosgrove, Kathy Dennis, Valerie DePiro, Amy Hyman, Bridget Shanley Lamb, Valerie Lazar, Dot Pollock, Nancy Patton, Beth Post, and Jerry Scarpa. Thank you, ladies, for joining us and all that you have done and continue to do for the WMGA. And my personal thanks for all your advice and counsel. And lastly, to our guests representing our partner golf associations and organizations. From the Metropolitan Golf Association, Andy Scott, Patrick Donnelly, Brian Mahoney. And from the New Jersey Golf Association, Michael McFadden and Kevin Purcell. And from the Metropolitan PGA, Chris Kenny and Jeff Borjas. And lastly, from the Metropolitan Golf Writers Association, Brian Kroll and Dave Donaldson. We thank you all for your support. The WMGA's mission stands the test of time. It was the dream of 5 women who in 1899 had the foresight to foster competition and camaraderie amongst the women who love golf. They challenged the system at a time when women didn't even have the right to vote. Tenacity, passion, and perseverance are part of our DNA. As women and WMGA members, and as the second oldest women's golf association in the United States, our longevity is our stability. In 2021 was defined as the year of the member, to focus our members and on the organization. We attempted to hold a Topgolf winter event, but the Delta variant canceled those plans. Yet our swing series returned during the winter months, starting with the Mindset of a Champion hosted by Debbie O'Connell in February. It was to prepare us mentally for the upcoming season. And then in March, Kim Schrader gave us a sneak peek at the new spring and summer fashions at Summit Brands. That includes Fairway and Green, Zero Restriction, EP New York, and B. Draddy. And by the way, you can still get your 30% WMGA discount, even on sale items. And we all know that the holidays are just around the corner. Our most recent swing series was with Carly Peters, and she gave us a phenomenal putting tips live from Quaker Ridge. All 12 swing series can be viewed on our WMGA communication channel that's on YouTube. And I am so thrilled to announce that there have been over 3,000 views of the swing series playlist. Due to the great work of our historian, Terry Piscarita, excuse me, I said that wrong, Piscarita, and our editor at large, Donna DeMarco, we highlighted 30 notable women members, past and present, in celebration of Women's History Month in March. This led to the establishment of the WMGA E-Museum, where these honorees have been inducted into the museum's Hall of Fame. Please visit our E-Museum, which highlights our rich history of tournaments, clubs, and trophies as we prepare for the 125th anniversary in 2024. We kicked off our season with 2 very successful spring clinics held at the Vineyards and Rye Golf to give us some pointers and get the kinks out before we started our team matches. The WMGA also joined the airways this season, initially as a guest speaker and then as a regular host for the Golf Institution's radio shows. It was created by our keynote speaker, Kelly Brock. I joined Megan Yugeman, the assistant pro at Bethpage, for a 30-minute segment called The Ladies' Tees, in which we discussed all things related to the game of golf for juniors and women. Diane Mock was a guest speaker, spotlighting our Girls to the Tee program, and I even got to interview Ina Kim Shad on tournament preparations. Now, if you missed any of these 7 a.m. Saturday live shows, don't worry. All our segments are available as podcasts on our WMGA communications channel, and it's perfect timing for any of road trips that you have in Thanksgiving. To assist with our membership drive activities, we rely on our members' input. This year, our roundtable panel survey was followed by a general membership survey, along with our swing series, clinic, and tournament surveys. I want to thank all of those who participated. Your feedback and insight are critical components to our organization. This year, we increased our collaboration with the Met PGA to build our relationship with our member clubs and local public courses PGA staff to increase their awareness of our organization as well as our independent membership program. Based on your direct feedback, the communication team focused on improving our website. Our emphasis was to simplify our navigation by changing down to the selected menus, adding 8 quick links, along with a spotlight to our most recent video and a new scrolling headline we call the newsreel. We also updated our volunteer database sign up for tournament and non-tournament activities. We believe this refreshed look is both functional and aesthetically pleasing. As part of our ongoing Work Smarter, Not Harder initiative, we migrated to an electronic-only version of the tournament schedule book, known collectively as the TSB, saving the WMGA over $5,000 in setup, printing, and mailing costs. We also just migrated to a new membership database platform that streamlined our membership renewal process from 2 weeks to 2 days. Now for some stats. Our membership topped 2,400 members, a feat that was last achieved in 2016, with the addition of 325 new members. And all our independent membership levels are returning back to our 2019 level. I want to take a moment to thank all of our Met reps for their support and assistance in spreading the word of the WMGA. Your efforts truly make a difference, and we continue to see the renewed interest in golf since the onset of the pandemic. We are so thrilled to once again host team matches, along with our inter-district invitationals, the Griskom and the Enos Cup, with our sister golf organizations in Philadelphia and Massachusetts. We had a full complement of our 29 tournaments this season, including 21 tournaments run solely by the WMGA, 4 invitationals, and 4 other tournaments were co-sponsored with either the MGA or the Met PGA. Over 50% of our tournaments were oversubscribed, with Maidstone, the AB Best Ball of 4 tournament, selling out in a record 11 minutes. This year marks the return of Player of the Year awards, which you'll hear about during the awards portion of the meeting. So what's in store for 2022? We will continue to focus on doing more with our current membership, as well as enticing new members, either from our member clubs or our independent members to join. We start today by announcing 2 Topgolf events this winter. Building on our successful Topgolf event in 2019, we are holding our first one in Edison, New Jersey on January 25th, and our second one at a newly completed Topgolf in Holtsville, Long Island, on March 5th. Based on your feedback, the fee will include golf and a lighter and healthier food service. I hope many of you will be able to join us. Registration will be opening up tomorrow via the On the Tee. Our first ever road trip to Kiawah Island is happening at the end of March. We could not believe what a terrific response we got. Our 40 slots were filled up in 3 days, so we expanded it to 48 slots, and now we have a 12-person waiting list. We anticipate a great trip and already have some ideas in the works for more golf travel, including an international location. Based on the success of this year's spring clinics, we are working on 3 clinics, 1 in each district, for 2022, just prior to team matches in April. News of the clinics will be communicated via On the Tee once the sites are secured. We're also looking to replicate the great success of the Blue and White Cup at a New Jersey venue. So we can have 2 fun and competitive Solheim type events on our calendar. And I have to say, hold on, yay to the blue team, who finally won the cup for the first time at our 3rd annual event. I had to put that in there. We worked hard for that. We will continue our swing series in the off season with requested short game tips, along with a rules refresher with our own WMGA expert, Wendy Dominic. Again, keep checking your inbox for On the Tee, and this information will be and as all information will be coming up on those activities. The WMGA would not be successful without all its volunteers, from Met reps to board members, from foundation trustees to tournament volunteers. We greatly appreciate you volunteering your time and your efforts on our behalf. You are the lifeblood of the WMGA, and we cannot exist without you. And we continue to foster and strengthen this relationship through various activities and communications throughout the year. Next year marks our 75th anniversary of team matches, and Wendy Dominic, along with the district captains Kathy Flicker, Sheila O'Malley, and Laura Koash, are preparing for some fun celebrations of this milestone event. Also, in preparation for our 125th anniversary in 2024, we have created a 1899 committee to plan a wonderful season-long program of activities to celebrate our rich and vibrant history. I'm not going to give away any secrets, but we are working very closely with our founding clubs. As always, keep your eyes out for our annual Tea Talk, the bi-weekly On the Tee, and our website to keep up to date with our many activities, including our 2022 tournament schedule. Following a season disrupted by the pandemic, it was wonderful to return to a more normal season. And I again want to sincerely thank the WMGA Board of Directors and the staff for their tireless efforts during this past year. And as importantly, a big thank you to the Met reps who are dedicated to working with us, and all the WMGA members for your support and participation with this great organization in 2021. I do sincerely thank you. Now I'd like to turn over the virtual podium to Valerie DePiro, Chair of the WMGA Foundation, to give her report on foundation activities.
Thank you, Lorianne. On behalf of the WMGA Foundation Board of Trustees and our scholars, I'd like to thank those of you who supported the foundation in 2021. The foundation turned 20 just last week, and this was probably our best year. A year ago, we weren't sure what 2021 would bring. Despite the pandemic, we forged forward and remained focused on the main mission to help deserving young women with limited resources achieve their academic goals. During 2021, our Scholarship Selection Committee, co-chaired by Pam Charles and Sarah Cohen, committed scholarships to 10 young women. The $93,000 was $15,000 increase over the prior 2 years. In addition, we granted a one-time scholarship to a recipient who is attending the Naval Academy. The foundation continues to see tremendous diversity among our applicant pool. Each applicant's individual accomplishments amaze us. As in prior years, their similarities start and stop with their love of golf and the lessons golf teaches. They're all unique individuals with different backgrounds, family circumstances, and academic interests. They are interested in majors ranging from animal science, business and economics, to international studies and nursing. In addition to the Naval Academy, this year's class is attending Michigan, University of Pennsylvania, Seton Hall, Cornell, among others, colleges and universities. For the overwhelming majority of our applicants, private tutors and access to outside resources has been well beyond their reach. They are disciplined and determined to succeed. Maybe they learned that kind of mental toughness on the golf course, or perhaps they were just drawn to golf because it requires this kind of strength. Either way, they are extraordinary and deserve all the help we can give. Bios of the current and past recipients are on the foundation's section of the WMG website, and we highlighted several of our recipients in our annual newsletter emailed a couple of weeks ago. If you didn't get a chance to read the newsletter, it can be found, and you can't find that email, you can also find the newsletter on the website. There is also a link to the foundation homepage to a video of recipients telling us about themselves and what the foundation scholarship means to them. I encourage you to take a few minutes to watch. We were back on the tee in 2021 at our free Girls at Tee clinics. We were able to secure Baltusrol in New Jersey as a New Jersey site, as unfortunately Ridgewood was renovating their practice area. Also, we moved Westchester Clinic from the beginning of August to the end due to Westchester hosting the 2021 U.S. Women's Amateur. The later date proved to be a winner, with nearly 175 girls registered. Unfortunately, Hurricane Henri rained out Long Island, which was scheduled for Eisenhower Park. We always say Girls at Tea are by far our favorite days of the year, and this year was no exception. It is so empowering. We have a short video from this year's Westchester event.
My name is Diane, and I'd like to welcome you to the 13th running of Girls to the Tee. Today is all about you. It's about having fun, and the Wmga Foundation wants you to grab that golf bug and take it with you in your heart and keep it with you for the rest of your life.
Everyone's going to be doing a little bit of long game hitting, a little bit of short game, a little bit of putting. We're going to be doing some competitions with Golfzilla and the other thing. It's going to be fun. So the big thing is we want everyone to have fun and have a great introduction to golf, right? And we've got some of the best teachers in the country here going to be taking care of you. So let's all have fun.
The whole idea of Girls to the Tee was to help show girls that other girls played golf, right? To connect them, to say that most clubs in those back 12 years ago had one girl at a time playing golf, right? They felt a little alone, they felt they didn't know it. Caitlin was one of them. And she's not only one of the best golfers in the state, one of my best students, she's become a friend. She's become like
family.
Just and a thorn in my side as well.
I think they got a lot of confidence. I think confidence is a big thing, and as a girl, you need to have good confidence in anything that you do and know that you're just as good as anyone else.
So what do we know about putting? What do you think what skills do you think you might need to know in order to be a good putter?
The way you executed that shot is perfect. It'll be on the green. That's a green side shot. That's nice.
It's fun. It's fun with golfing. You could be with your friends, and it's fun to just hit the ball.
I think it's really important for the kids to be here, you know, for camaraderie and to see other girls from different neighborhoods, make new friendships. That's what I brought my daughter here for. I'm interested in golf because it's such a fun sport, and there are so many different varieties of sports, but this one really caught my eye just because of the relaxing nature.
And today I think we have 175 girls here, which is amazing, and all thanks to Westchester Country Club and Gary Weir, Monique Thorez, and all the staff here today. We want them to know too that the Women's Metropolitan Golf Association Foundation has scholarships. We do these clinics. We do a lot of things just for junior girls, and it carries with them for their whole lives.
You know, I have to say a big thank you to Laura Kalhash, her brother Tony, for putting together that video for us. That's something that we wanted to do for years, and it really is empowering. It's amazing to watch these kids. We'll be posting the video on the website if you want to watch it again. So thank you once again to our host facilities, Ball Straw, Westchester, and Eisenhower Park, for donating their facilities, and to all the PGA professionals and our volunteers, current and past board members, as well as some of our college golfers you may have seen in the picture, including Katie, for donating their time to make Girls to the Tee happen. I tell you, we can't wait for 2022. In February, we introduced Tiny Tales from the Tee, short stories that are meant to inspire. We encourage you to visit the website and read a few of the stories and submit maybe a story or two of yourself from yourself. Fundraising took several forms this year, and we raised over $100,000. Once again, we held our non-event. You don't need to go to be there. We tried our hands at a virtual golf event in connection with Women's International Golf Day, and we'd like to thank those of you who participated. Thanks to those of you who named the foundation on your Facebook birthday fundraisers or asked people to donate in your name instead of receiving gifts on your big birthdays. Thank you to all of those who participated in the Cross-County Charity Day out on Long Island and earmarked their donations to the foundation. In addition, we thank our sister organizations and the ladies golf groups at our member clubs who continue to swing for scholarships and donate excess from their tournament funds to the WMGA Foundation. In 2020, we granted a scholarship from a separate fund established by the Fresh Meadow members who sponsored a scholarship in the name of the mother of one of their club professionals who passed away from breast cancer. In 2022, we will be awarding the first Susan E. Fisher Scholarship named after Emily Rainoff's grandmother, who served on the board of the WMGA. Emily made birdies for a bright future. It was great to see family and friends support Emily exceed her 2021 goal. We know Emily will keep making birdies, and we hope you will keep supporting her effort, honoring her grandmother. If you know of anyone who would like to establish a separate special scholarship fund in memory of or in honor of, please contact me after this call. It can be a wonderful, lasting legacy. In closing, I'd like to thank my fellow WMGA board. Thank the WMGA board for their support. And I also want to thank Sarah and her team, Addison, Brian, and Suzanne, for their help throughout the year. And of course, I want to thank my fellow foundation board members and committee members for their time and efforts. In addition to Pam and Sarah, who I mentioned previously, I want to thank Lori Ann, Judy Catone, Katie Rainoff, Sky Gregory, Kate Platt, and Dale Kramer, and Heidi Camaria, who, even though she moved away, just like Sarah Cohen, continues to support our efforts. Finally, I have to say a special thank you to the star of the Girls to the Tee video, Diane Mock, who will remain on the foundation board, even though she'll be stepping down from her position on the WMGA board as foundation liaison. Diane was on the WMGA board as junior chair when I joined the WMGA board 10 years ago. Diane's enthusiasm for Girls to the Tee has only grown with time, and I look forward to continuing to work with her and make that program even better. Remember, volunteers are always welcome on our committees and at Girls to the Tee clinics. So shoot us an email or give us a call if you're interested. Get involved. Those of you who know me know I always refer to our predecessors as our sisters before us. Well, our sisters before us had the vision, laid the groundwork, built the awareness, and now it's our turn to use that base and continue to grow and give back to the game we love. 100% of your donations go to our programs. So remember us on Giving Tuesday in your year-end giving and swing for scholarships in 2022. Respectfully submitted, Valerie DePiero, Chair on behalf of the Board of Trustees. And now I'd like to turn it over the podium to Sky Gregory, our treasurer, to give her financial report on the WMGA and the WMGA Foundation.
Thank you, Valerie. Good evening, everyone. The WMGA and the WMGA Foundation, which I will be referring to tonight as the Association and Foundation, are separate corporations with interrelated directors, officers, and common facilities. Therefore, the annual report you received today provides their combined financial statement for the fiscal period October 1st, 2020 through September 30th, 2021. The association is recognized as a social club under 501c7, and the foundation is organized as a 501c3 charity. As such, both entities are exempt from federal income tax. However, only the foundation can receive tax-deductible donations. We continue to engage the accounting firm Condon O'Mara to perform our annual audit and our annual tax return. The auditor's report for the association, the foundation, and their combined financial statements were presented on a modified cash basis and found our financial records and statements to be fairly and appropriately presented. As you can see from the annual report, which was emailed to everyone earlier in the Zoom reminder, that as of September 30th, 2021, the association had a combined cash and investment balance of $837,446. For this recently ended fiscal year, the association realized a surplus of $37,430. We attribute a portion of this surplus to the realized gains earned from our investments, which were approximately $16,000. Moving on to the foundation, on September 30th, 2021, its net assets without donor restrictions totaled $430,644, which was a net increase from the prior year of $6,584. The 2021 non-event fundraiser netted over $12,000. However, this was a decrease from the previous year's fundraiser. Just a reminder, we would like to emphasize that 100% of the foundation's income is set aside to fund new scholarship grants in the coming year. So all of our donors' continued generosity is deeply appreciated. The primary beneficiaries of your support, the young women in our scholarship program, continue to impress us, as Valerie has mentioned. For the year 2021, the foundation awarded 8 four-year scholarships, 2 two-year scholarships, and a single one-time scholarship, for a total new commitment of $93,000. As of September 30th, 139 young ladies have either benefited or are currently benefiting from our scholarship program, and we have paid out over $675,275 since inception, with over $191,550 reserved to be paid out over the next 4 years. As treasurer, this report is respectfully submitted. I'd now like to return the floor to Lorianne.
Thank you, Sky. And for those of you who might have struggled with all those numbers, the bottom line is that the WMGA matches our revenue to our expenses. We're very prudent in our expenses, and the organization basically breaks even. May I now have a motion to adopt the annual report that was emailed out earlier this evening via your Zoom message to the membership? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second the motion.
Thank you. If you are in favor, please select yes on the Zoom panel poll that is going to be popping up on your screen. And all those opposed, please select no. And those who wish to abstain can select abstain. Sarah is monitoring this to make sure we have our quorum of numbers. Okay, great. The numbers indicate that the annual report has been adopted. Thank you. Now I'd like to bring in Diane Galtieri up to the virtual podium as our chairperson for the 2021 nominating committee to give the nominating committee report. And I said your name wrong, Diane, I'm sorry.
No, you didn't.
Galtieri. Yes, that fourth syllable in there, sorry.
It's okay. Thank you, Lorianne. In accordance with bylaws 4, section 2 of the Women's Metropolitan Golf Association, the nominating committee presents the following nominations to be voted upon at the annual meeting. Officers, VP Marketing, Donna DeMarco, Lake Isle. Secretary, Liz Greco, Hamlet. Treasurer, Maggie Pizzone, White Beaches. Directors, Long Island, Barbara Briamonte, Lake Success. Sheila O'Malley, Cherry Valley, Long Island. New Jersey, Judy Catone, Somerset Hills. Alaire Muzzati, Essex Fells. Westchester, Connecticut, Wendy Dominic, Lynn Gear, Rye. Each term of office will expire in November 2023. Respectfully submitted, nominating committee, Diane Galtieri, Chair, Huntington, Long Island, Cheryl Brayman, North Shore, Long Island, Christine Shelley, Rockville Links, Long Island, Sharon Kelly, Canoe Brook, New Jersey, Susie Walsh, Montclair, New Jersey, Joanne Ryder, Otic Hill, Westchester, Connecticut. Lynn Gear, Rye, Westchester, Connecticut. And Carol Goldman, Independent. Submitted by Michelle Lamole Gray, Secretary, Women's Metropolitan Golf Association, on October 21st, 2021. I can't.
Sorry, nope. Michelle, are there any other nominations that were received? Sarah, we have no indications?
Waiting to confirm with Michelle.
Okay. Have we heard from Michelle?
One moment, Marian.
Sure.
I've received confirmation. There's no other nominations received.
Thank you. So may I have a motion for the nominating committee report to be accepted as presented?
Now.
Diane?
So moved.
And do I have a second?
Second the motion.
If you are in favor, please select yes in the Zoom poll panel that is going to be popping up on your screen. All those opposed say no, and those who wish to abstain can select abstain. We will wait for Sarah to confirm that she's met the quorum numbers. Thank you. The numbers indicate that the nominating report has been accepted as presented. Thank you, Diane, and the nominating committee for your efforts. We sincerely appreciate them. Let me be the first to welcome and introduce the 2022 WMGA Board of Directors, and especially our newest members, Liz Greco, Maggie Pizzone, sorry, Maggie, Judy Catone, Alaire Mazzotti, and Lynn Gear. And again, big thanks to the outgoing board members, Mary Jo, Michelle, Sky, Fiona, and Diane. Thank you for all that you have done. Are there any questions from the floor or new business? Please indicate that via your chat function. And I'll give you 3 minutes for that so Sarah can tell us if there have been any requests.
Lorianne, there are no questions in the chat.
Thank you. Hearing no objections, I declare this meeting adjourned by acclamation. The business part of the meeting is now closed, and the recognition and awards portion of the meeting will start at 7 p.m., followed by our keynote speaker, Kelly Brook. But during this break, we're going to debut our Blue and White Cup highlight video. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this. It's really great. See you again shortly, and just watch your monitor for this great video. Thank you.
thank you for playing in the 3rd annual Blue and White Cup.
Go Blue!
Nice execution.
Yeah, this is not easy.
This one's going to go uphill and break to the right and then come back downhill again towards the hole. Oh my god, I tell you what, she's got some really good speed control.
Is it enough?
Oh my goodness.
I'd say hit it firm and keep it pretty much inside the hole.
Around the green, she definitely can make up for it.
Up the hill. Oh, this gets a nice hop. How about that?
With this good follow through on that stroke there.
It's a par putt here. Yeah, good 2-putt in the end.
So trying to use the contours of the green to bring this round towards the hole.
Excellent. Her putting stroke is beautiful right now.
No, it's going to be a bogey.
Trying to get something going in her round.
Just trying to get the speed right.
Oh, good putt.
Oh, and
good
she
putt.
nearly got it perfect.
I think most players are happy with anything on the green here, to be honest with you.
And there you go.
I think she'll take it.
Absolutely. One of the better shots that we've seen today.
Oh, nice putt. Turn her day around. It's going to move to her right.
What an effort. Going with her 56-degree wedge. Trying to manufacture something in there.
Good shot.
Get as close to the back of that ball as you can without blading it.
Wow.
Superb.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that is about spot on for distance.
That happened to her at least 3 times yesterday, where you cannot believe it didn't fall.
Coming in with a wedge. Oh, is it going to come down? Yes, it will.
Oh, nice. Wonderful putt.
She's all about feel and being comfortable over the putt. A little right to left at the start, then we'll feed back to the right at the end.
To try to save par.
Pretty lengthy putt, almost 20 feet, to stay at 3 under on the day.
And thanks very much to Snoopy One once again, providing the aerial coverage today, one of the most recognizable blimps in the country today. Thanks very much to MetLife and Snoopy One. Beautiful coverage once again this week.
Roses are red and violets are blue. After 3 years, the blue team came through. Hope you had fun. It was a blast. Come back next year. The time will go fast. Thank you for coming.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. And although Zoom had to chop it a little bit because of just downloading speeds, but that will be up on our highlight reel tomorrow, so you can review it again and again. Thank you, and we will start up again at 7 o'clock with our awards and recognition portion. Welcome back to the WMGA's 122nd annual meeting. We're going to start the recognition and awards ceremony. This one will be followed then by our keynote speaker, Kelly Brooks. So I'd like to give the floor to Donna DeMarco. She is our VP of Marketing and Communications, and she's going to take us through some very important and notable recognitions. Donna, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Lorianne. This evening, I have the honor of recognizing several women that have truly made a difference to the WMGA. While there are many wonderful and dedicated women that tirelessly support us, these individuals have gone above and beyond. To begin, this year, the WMGA is pleased to announce a Judy Bell Award recipient. Judy Bell is a formidable presence in the world of golf. In 1996, she was the first woman elected president of the USGA. An able administrator, Bell earlier served as the first woman on the 16-member USGA Executive Committee. As a golfer, Bell won many championships, played on the 1960 and 1962 Curtis Cup teams, and then served as Curtis Cup captain in 1986. The WMGA established the Judy Bell Award at its 1997 annual meeting to recognize significant contributions to the game of golf for women and/or juniors in the metropolitan area. And it was awarded the next year for the first time to Ann Beard. The award, a Simon Pierce Bowl mounted on a base, is permanently housed at the WMGA headquarters. The recipient receives a smaller engraved replica of the award. This year's Judy Bell Award recipient is, like its namesake, an individual who advanced golf for women and the industry as a whole, the legendary Marian Hollins. Val refers to our predecessors as the sisters before us. Well, Marian Hollins was quite the sister. Growing up in East Islip in the early 1900s, she played tennis and swam with the Morgans and the Vanderbilts. She was a star polo player. She hung out with Charlie Chaplin, and she won our match play championship 3 times between the years of 1913 and 1924. Not to mention beating Alexa Sterling for the women's amateur title in 1921. It was a few months later, though, that Marion made the move that would make her more than an outstanding amateur golfer. When the Creek Club on Long Island banned women and other clubs decided not to let women play on the weekends, Marion had her own special vision, and that was of a club solely for women tennis players and golfers. She was the impetus for the golf course that would become the Women's National Golf and Tennis in Glen Head, now known as Glen Head Country Club. Wanting to learn more about course design, Marion traveled to the UK to study golf architecture, and then she returned to the West Coast, which would become her home for the rest of her life. She started a real estate company, and blending her passions of golf and business, she collaborated with golf architect and legend Alistair Mackenzie to develop a golf course on the Monterey Peninsula. This golf course would be called the Cypress Point Golf Club. Then, spotting another prime parcel of land just north of Pebble Beach, she continued her design relationship with Mackenzie and built the Paso Tiempo Golf Club in 1929. She even invited Bobby Jones to be in her foursome to christen that golf course. Ah, what great company she kept. Is it any wonder that the accomplishments of our sister Marion will be celebrated in 2022 when she is inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame? Nope, no doubts at all. But now we honor her contributions to women's golf and the industry by posthumously awarding her the Judy Bell Award. Here to accept this award on behalf of Marion is her great here is her great nephew, Tony Griskom, who is currently at work to build the world's awareness of his great aunt's achievements by creating the Marian Hollins Memorial at her gravesite. Tony, are you there?
Yeah, I am, and thank you so much for the great warm-up to the award. I'm so excited and pleased to be here, and so are my cats. Sorry about that. It's part of being at home during COVID. Are you able to hear me?
Hear you loud and clear, Tony. You just continue.
Great, thank you so much. Well, I just wanted to thank your organization for the great honor on behalf of Marian Hollins. I'm just a vassal to accept this honor. It is a great honor, and I thought you stole just a little bit of my thunder, but I thought I'd read you something that's about to be cast in bronze on a plaque that's going to be part of the memorial. It just sort of augments what you just said. So I'm going to read from the inscription that's going to go onto a big plaque right in the near her grave in the Monterey Cemetery. Marian Hollins was an elite amateur golfer, horsewoman, polo player, and trailblazing race car driver. One of the finest all-around athletes of her day, she was also a devoted American patriot and prominent advocate for women's suffrage, but golf was her greatest passion. Hollins won the U.S. Women's Amateur Championship in 1921. I'm going to pause just a minute here to let you guys know how wonderful it is that exactly 100 years to the year you're giving this honor to her. It's pretty special, and I just wanted to shout out and say that. Between 1923 and 1942, she won the Pebble Beach Championship a record 7 times. In 1932, she captained the victorious inaugural USA Curtis Cup team. Hollins was not only a championship golfer, her visionary ideas helped turn the Monterey Peninsula into a golf mecca. She was a gifted golf course architect and the first female golf course developer. Her most celebrated projects, Cypress Point Club and Pasatiempo Golf Club, are 2 of the sport's most spectacular venues. Hollins worked closely on both courses with legendary golf course architect Dr. Alistair McKenzie, who credited her with creation of Cypress Point's breathtakingly beautiful 16th hole. During the construction of Augusta National Golf Club, he so valued Hollins's expertise that he asked her to go there in his stead to critique it. Hindered neither by convention nor tradition, Marian Hollins was an American original whose achievements place her among the greatest names in golf. In recognition of this legacy, Hollins will be inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame in 2022, and her burial plot lies 20 paces northwest of this memorial. So you're the first to hear that, and I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview now on the memorial project. So if you could please go to the next slide. So this is a photograph of Marian Hollins later in life at her house at 33 Hollins Drive in Pasatiempo. And there's my young father in his early 30s. And my mom and dad used to hang around with her. My mom was sent from East Islip to live with Marian when she was 16 in 1933. And then this is a photo. I have another photo with all 3 of them, but I just wanted to show you this particular one because it's a great photo. Next slide, please. So my personal involvement with the Marian Hollins Memorial started in 2019 when I became aware for the very first time that she was buried 5 minutes from my house. My parents were not the kind of people that we went to the graveyard and visited our descendants and our antecedents, I should say. And so I was just gobsmacked when I realized by talking to the historian at Pasatiempo that there she was. And she had this tired old grave marker that is the best visited or the most visited grave within the El Encinal Cemetery, Monterey, California. So next slide, please. So the Hall of Fame announcement was made in April last year that she was going to be inducted. And it was at that point that I decided that her grave marker needed an upgrade. So I paid for this out of my own pocket. This is what it says. And it's quite it looks so much better than what was there before. I'm very happy to have been able to do that. Next slide, please. But the thing was, in my discussions with the Cypress Point Club, which I'll get to in a minute, I asked them if they might possibly consider replacing the tired old kikuyu grass sod over her grave with sod that was from Cypress Point. And this is their head golf course maintenance superintendent doing that. So next slide, please. You'll see that there's the before and after I discovered her grave last year. Next slide, please. So I found myself the owner of a 76-year-old grave marker that had been purchased by SFB Morse, the developer of Pebble Beach. And I didn't know quite what to do with it. It was a relic and I didn't want to throw it away. So I wrote a letter to Dick Barrett, the president of the Cypress Point Club, and asked him if he might possibly accept it as a gift from my family and do something with it. And oh boy, did he. Next slide, please. They were just finalizing the plans for remodeling the Cypress Point Club, and they had decided to rename the terrace overlooking the 16th at Cypress Point, the Hollins Terrace. And so what they did was they took my old grave marker and they built it into a vertical wall off to one side. And then they put a plaque next to it that basically says, you know, how it came to be there and what the history of it was. I'm very happy about that. Next slide, please. The Marian Hollins Memorial is a landscaped area that's being built about 60 feet from her grave over to the northwest. It consists of 9 Irish yew trees, boxwoods, and a concrete bench that you're seeing here that I'm having installed there with the donations that I've been collecting. I'm very proud that that this bench is going to last over 100 years. It lists the 5 clubs that she was directly involved with. She was the best saleswoman that SFB Morse had ever seen at Pebble Beach. She won the tournament that she started the first 6 times, and then came back decades later and won it one last time before she passed away. You'd already mentioned the Women's National Golf and Tennis Club, which no longer exists by that name, but it is the Glen Head Country Club. And then there's Cypress Point, Pasatiempo, and then her undeniable influence on Augusta National. She's being inducted into the Hall of Fame as a contributor, like Judy Bell, and she's had a huge impact on the world of golf. My family's just very, very proud of that. Next slide, please. So there's a website set up to learn more about the memorial project. I am trying to raise funds to complete it, and I'm not going to go on about that right now, but if anybody listening would want to take a look at what we're doing, go to marianhollins.org, and all of the details are there. So wrapping it up, I just want to say thank you so much to the Women's Metropolitan Golf Association. You guys have been great. This is quite an honor, and thank you for having me today. And I'll answer any questions if that's appropriate. I don't know what the format is here.
Tony, thank you, first of all, for taking the time to be with us tonight. It was fascinating to learn more about your great aunt, and considering the time that she lived and what she did for women's golf, you are so right in putting her on a par with Judy Bell, and that's why she is definitely such a worthy recipient of this particular award. I don't know, Sarah, maybe I do see a little, do we have a question while we have Tony on?
Well, while you're getting that question ready, teed up, I just want to say, watching the video of the young women are learning golf and being supported by your organization, I'm finding that I'm talking to women of all ages who are just amazed at what my Aunt Marion did. And it's an inspiration to young women. As part of what I'm doing with the memorial, I was able to secure the rights to a biography that was written about her 22 years ago by a man named David Outerbridge. It's a discontinued book called Champion in a Man's World. And that's going to be republished starting probably after the first of the year. And the Pasatiempo Golf Club has agreed to take that on and make that available for perpetuity, I hope.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And actually, our keynote speaker, Kelly Brook, actually has a book about your great aunt, and she mentioned it when we said to her that she was going to be the recipient. But meanwhile, what I saw on the screen, we had one comment from one of our members just saying her story is absolutely amazing. And another member who noted, I believe your aunt died when she was only, great aunt died when she was, what, 51 or 52?
Yeah, exactly.
And she said, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing her story. We really appreciate it, Tony.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thanks again. All right, we're going to continue, or I'm going to continue right now, and I'm going to segue from Marian Hollins to the women who help us throughout the years, and they are our volunteers. Volunteering is a basic core of the WMGA, initiated by our 5 founders, and whether you serve as a board member, a committee participant, a tournament volunteer, or a course raider, the WMGA cannot be the organization we are without you. So last year, the board decided to annually recognize individuals who go above and beyond to advance the WMGA's mission. First, we have initiated a volunteer appreciation program that acknowledges those members who have either volunteered for 3 tournaments or have served in multiple volunteer positions, such as Met Rep or Series Captain, and have also helped out at our tournaments. This year's recipients will receive a voucher for a tournament entry for the upcoming 2022 season. So thank you and congratulations to Cheryl Brayman, Lynn Gear, Liz Greco, Linda Jenkins, Darcy Myers, Terry Pizzacreta, and Nancy Rees. Secondly, the board is highlighting 3 individuals in each of our districts who exemplify that volunteer spirit. We are proud of our second set of recipients of the 2021 Volunteer of the Year recognition. Most players don't understand the complexity and the math that goes into 2 numbers that appear on every single scorecard, slope and rating. But Carol Goldman does. Carol's expertise in course rating helps establish those 2 numbers for both women and men as she traverses courses clipboard in hand. As our WMGA course rater district captain for Long Island, Carol not only rates the courses, but she coordinates the work of our women raters with the MGA course rating team. Not limited to Long Island, Carol is occasionally spotted on a Westchester course or 2. Carol joined the WMGA in 2006, and while at Port Jefferson, she was the club's Met Rep and team captain. She's also served on the board as chair for team matches. For 3 years, Carol volunteered to be the captain for the Long Island team for the Myra Patterson, and she willingly gave of her time to mentor Nicolette Deluvio, one of our foundation scholarship recipients. Not to mention her occasional stints volunteering at tournaments, Girls to the Tee, and even traveling to Massachusetts to support our junior intercity team and Diane Mock. Carol is an avid supporter of the WMGA, as she proved in her submission to our Show Your Swag photo contest. She exemplifies the spirit of our founding members, and we are thrilled to acknowledge Carol, representing Long Island, as one of our 2021 Volunteers of the Year. Here's a short video of Carol accepting this award.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to say I am truly honored to receive this volunteer award from the WMGA. There are so many other worthy candidates for this award. The first ones that come to my mind are the Long Island course raiders, who are dedicated to helping the WMGA and MGA with course rating all over Long Island. In addition, the Met Reps, tournament volunteers, and of course, the WMGA board. My first experience in volunteering was with Nancy Early at Friars Head Country Club. I was totally unprepared for the weather, but had a great time participating in the volunteer experience. I have traveled with other Long Island WMGA members to tournaments in our district and in other districts and made wonderful memories all along the way. I have met women who I am now blessed to consider my good friends. I want to thank the WMGA for everything it does to support women's golf. Thank you.
And now, representing New Jersey, is Beth Lankler, the Met Rep from Fiddler's Elbow Country Club. WMGA asks our Met Reps to assist with a little bit of everything: membership recruiting, renewals, scheduling team matches, securing tournament events. Beth takes this role very seriously. Beginning back in 2013, when she became Fiddler's Met Rep, Beth worked diligently to recruit players for those team matches. And what was once one team grew to two. And then in 2021 became three teams to represent Fiddler's Elbow. Now that's high energy and perseverance. Those are the same two attributes she brought to the board when she served as VP of Marketing. Many might remember her interviewing skills as well, as she served as the moderator for the first Swing Series, that chat with Patty Sheehan. Beth is a super supporter of women's golf, putting in the extra effort to recruit and include junior golfers. So in recognition of her support of the WMGA, we are delighted to acknowledge Beth as our second volunteer of this year. Beth has prepared a few words of appreciation of this award.
Hi, for those who don't know me, my name is Beth Lankler, and I want to thank the WMGA board and in particular Donna DeMarco for this really thoughtful recognition. For those that do know me, you know that I am just stupid passionate about women's amateur golf. Being instrumental in getting to create 3 teams for Fiddler's Elbow has just been a total honor and joy for me. I love my friends at Fiddlers, and I am just so proud of all of them and our success. So to all you Met Reps and captains that might be listening, please, I encourage you, go that extra mile during registration coming up this next month. It's such a wonderful thing. The statistic that on 5 given days in the end of spring, just shy of 900 ladies are playing match play golf. It's awesome. Please encourage people to be a part of that. And even if they're not ready to play on a team or their schedules don't allow it, please encourage them to join anyway. There's so many wonderful opportunities through the WMGA. It's not about being competitive. It's about making new friends, playing different courses, and if your handicap goes down, yay! As to my involvement with junior golf, as many of you might know, my boys were junior competitive golfers as well as collegiate golfers. So while I was on the board, to be able to participate and help promote junior girls was just, it was a treat and an honor. And again, for any of you reps out there listening, please go the extra mile. Encourage the girls to join. It's free. It just gives so many wonderful opportunities. And shouldn't we all want to grow the game of golf for women? And it starts when they're young. So again, thank you so much for this really lovely recognition and honor, and be well.
When our staff began a winter project to organize our basement storage, we discovered bins overflowing with WMGA memorabilia. Figuring there was a gold mine of information amidst pages and pages of disintegrating clippings, we knew we needed the attention of a detail-oriented and patient person. So we called up Terry Pizzacreta to become the WMGA historian to help organize, classify, and digitize a vast array of scrapbooks and photo albums. Her efforts were instrumental in the launching this past March of 31 Days of WMGA Women, along with our e-museum. When Terry joined the WMGA back in 2006 as a member of Lake Isle, she was determined to play in as many events as she could, and she continues to do so, as evidenced by her name on quite a few trophies, including B Player of the Year in 2018. However, playing in events was not enough for Terry. She volunteers to serve as a series captain. She's captained the Westchester team for the Myra Patterson. She helps out at tournaments and participates in roundtable discussions. Terry will do anything to help advance women's golf. So for all her tireless efforts, we are pleased to acknowledge Terry, representing Westchester and Connecticut, as our final volunteer for 2021. Let's go to Terry's acceptance speech.
Wow, this award is quite a surprise to me, totally unexpected. I've enjoyed my volunteer work for the WMGA. For me, I'm looking for fun things to volunteer for, so being series captain or tournament volunteer is always a pleasure. This past spring, the WMGA asked me to digitize their archives, to be done in time for their 125th anniversary in 2024. I said, sure, I can do that, and they gave me an official title of historian. Into my house came boxes and bags filled to the brim with 3-ring binders, overflowing with dog-eared meeting notes, fading photographs, yellowing scraps of paper, and disintegrating newspaper clippings, all with the lovely aroma of decaying glue. I'm happy to perform this service for the WMGA. So far, I've digitized over 4,000 pieces of history, with many thousands more to go. I do this for the love of golf, and especially women's golf and its rich history, and also in tribute to the WMGA, which has allowed me to play in great tournaments, on great courses, and meet wonderful people along the way. This volunteer award means a lot to me. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
This year's recipients will receive a personalized autographed book, Letters to a Future Champion, My Time with Mr. Pulver, by last year's keynote speaker, Dottie Pepper, along with their award certificate. Congratulations once again, ladies, and thank you for your continuous support of the WMGA. 10 years, a decade, 521 weeks, 3,650 days. For some, it is an interminable stretch of time. But when you are Diane Mock and you have your Wonder Woman cape wrapped around you and you are junior girls golf's greatest cheerleader, 10 years flies by with a blink of an eye. Not sure if it's a record. We'll have to consult with our historian on that one. But Diane has been on the WMGA board for 10 consecutive years. For most of Diane's tenure, she was our junior chair, a position that was her passion. Known to many a junior golfer as Mama Mock, Diane encouraged and fought for the junior girls at every turn. Whether she was recruiting participants for the Junior Open, cheering girls on at the Maureen Orcott, or serving as team captain for the WMGA team at the Enos Cup, Mama Mock was always ready for action. And when volunteers are needed for junior events in the tri-state area, out comes the cape, Diane is there. Take a look at Diane here volunteering at the AJGA UHY Caledon Junior Championship hosted by Marina Alex last year in New Jersey. One of the biggest promoters of the Girls to the Tee program, Diane works tirelessly with Gary Weir, Westchester Country Club, to get those girls to that tee. Diane swells with pride as she watches every girl hit a drive, chip or putt a ball to the dinosaur, and sink a putt. Val has already waxed poetic about Diane, and she is not alone in her praise. Past WMGA President Cheryl Brayman noted, Diane is relentless in advocating for her juniors with her great enthusiasm. And Amy Hyman, another past president, said, Diane was super impressed with Nancy Rees's commitment when she served as junior chair. So she was determined to keep that enthusiasm going and the numbers of junior girls growing. Diane took her job super seriously and promoted junior girls golf with a vengeance. She made it happen, and I was grateful for her dedication. And Diane, so are we. After 8 years as junior chair and winning 7 Enos Cups titles with her girls during those years, Diane has been our foundation liaison for the past 2 years. As Diane has said, the most rewarding part of my journey as junior golf chair, the relationships I shared with the girls and their families. Having an opportunity to make an impact on those elite young ladies was more precious to me than my own golf achievements. Yet, they helped me to become a better competitor just by being in their company, watching them practice their rituals and routines and knowing when they had to turn it up a notch. They are grateful to the WMGA, and I, in turn, am also thankful to have had the chance to be a coach, mentor, and friend to these girls and their families. Being able to communicate and relate to younger generations has been a strength of mine that I didn't really know I had until I dove headfirst into that junior chair position. So thank you, WMGA, for finding my perfect fit. While she is stepping down from her board activities, Diane will continue on with the foundation. So thank you once again, Diane, for your work over these past 10 years. Now, before I turn the mic over to Mary Jo Gray, our VP of Competitions, I have to add another little note here. Earlier this evening, Lorianne took the time to thank all of us. We, in turn, need to acknowledge the work of a woman who, for the past 3 years, has dedicated herself to the WMGA. So thank you, Lorianne, for all that you do, especially all that you do behind the scenes. And now, without any further ado, here is Mary Jo Gray, our VP of Competitions, to introduce our award winners.
Thank you, Donna. In 2021, the WMGA was excited to host team matches, its full complement of 29 scheduled tournaments, and to reinstate Player of the Year for our A and B players. You can hear me, right?
Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. We had 2 holds in one, both during team matches. The first occurred on Thursday, April 29th, 2021, as Eileen Bellavia from Southward Ho Team 2 lobbed a 9-iron to the 7th hole for a 127-yard shot at Mutton Country Club. The second is a repeat location of last year's hole-in-one when Chris Petrone of Rockville Lynx aced the 3rd hole, a 125-yard par 3 at the Vineyards on Thursday, May 6th, 2021. This was Eileen's first and Chris's second hole-in-one, and we congratulate them on this milestone achievement. After the pandemic hiatus, WMGA golfers embraced the return of team matches, and it came down to the wire for champions to be declared in all 3 districts in 2021. On Long Island, the new challengers, Lake Success Team 1, eked out a 1.5-point victory over longtime series winners Meadowbrook Golf Club. Over in New Jersey, Montclair managed a 1-point margin of victory over defending champion Spring Lake Golf Club. Meanwhile, in Westchester, Connecticut, the defending champs, Westchester Country Club Team 1, came running back to hold on to its district title. The battle for the Inter-District Championship trophy took place on May 20th at Quaker Ridge Golf Club in Scarsdale, New York. On a steamy spring day, Westchester Country Club Team 1 applied the heat early on and never relented, securing the trophy for their 3rd consecutive win. Westchester racked up 27 points to Long Island's 13 points and New Jersey's 5. The 92nd Myra D. Patterson Invitational for B players was inspired by the popularity of her sister's competition, of its sister's competition, the Golf Illustrated. The trophy was donated by former WMGA president Myra D. Patterson, and the competition was named after her in recognition of the many contributions she made to the association. The three-way single matches were captained this year by Angela Corey Mattis of Long Island, Betsy Clark of New Jersey, and Barbara Claystad of Westchester, Connecticut. This year's competition was hosted by Springdale Golf Club in Princeton, New Jersey. It was a close race as the defending Long Island team, who had taken the trophy away from Westchester, Connecticut team last year, had to hand it back as Westchester, Connecticut etched out a victory of 32.5 points over New Jersey's 30.5 points and Long Island's 27 points. The 96th Golf Illustrated is the WMGA's second oldest invitational team event that began in 1919. It was to be a one-time event between the three districts, but then in 1921, Golf Illustrated donated a trophy for the winning team, which gave this competition its name. Originally a 15-member Class A team, it was reduced to a 10-member team in 1925, and that's what it is today. This year's three district captains were Shannon Boyle of Long Island, Sue Sardi of New Jersey, and Alexis Hios of Westchester, Connecticut. The defending Westchester team went up against the Long Island and New Jersey teams on May 3rd at Knollwood Country Club in Elmsford, New York. New Jersey got off to a strong lead and never looked back, winning with a stunning 40-point victory over Westchester, 28 points, and Long Island, 22 points. Congratulations to the New Jersey team. The 80th Junior Intercity Team Matches, also known as the Enos Cup, is modeled on the Griskom Cup format. It began back in 1934 between New York and its sister organization in Philadelphia, and then Massachusetts joined the fun in 1955. The WMGA hosted this year's competition during the sweltering heat wave at the end of June on the challenging fairways and greens of Arcola Country Club in Paramus, New Jersey. The WMGA and Boston were neck and neck till the end, with the WMGA being victorious with 24 points to Boston's 21 and Philly's 9. Our junior team is definitely going to treasure these memories and can't wait to defend their title next year. The 117th Griskom Cup Championship was held in late May at the Union League Golf Club in Torresdale in Pennsylvania. This friendly rivalry with our sister organization, Women's Golf Association of Philadelphia, began back in 1898, and then Mass Golf joined the competition in 1901. The two-day competition features three-ball match play, which with alternate shot on day one and single matches on day two. Hats off to the teams of Ami Giangandani, Caitlin Lee, Alexis Hios, Noelle Martz, Leanne Lewis, Emily Montanino, Una Kim, and Katie Lee for establishing a commanding lead after the first day. Then, not resting on its laurels, Team WMGA was hyper-focused heading into day two's single matches, and they brought the trophy home. Congratulations to our All-Stars, led by rookie captain Katie Renoff, the WMGA team competitions chair, who was all smiles as she proudly hoisted the most impressive Griskom Cup. With its victory, the WMGA has now matched the Women's Golf Association of Philadelphia's 43 wins. The Board of Directors Cup is given every year to the player with the lowest gross score in a Class B tournament. This year's winner is Wendy Dominic from Powelton Country Club. Wendy shot an 84 at the one-day stroke play New Jersey at Beacon Hill on September 23rd. As the 2017 B Player of the Year, Wendy is no stranger to competitive golf or its rules. We are thrilled to present her with the Board of Directors Cup for achievement this year. The Land Trophy goes to the player with the lowest gross score in a Class A tournament. This year's honoree is Alexis Hios from Westchester Country Club, who shot an amazing even par 70 at the one-day stroke play Westchester at St. Andrews Golf Club on August 26th, coming off a stellar year. We are not surprised by Alexis's achievements. The B Player of the Year awards return this year after a one-year COVID hiatus, and the WMGA is proud to add two fine women golfers to the Player of the Year roster. Barbara Mattis hit it out of the park with several major wins in her second year with the WMGA after finishing in the top three at the Stroke B Championship at Deepdale Country Club at the beginning of the season. Barbara was simply tuning up her game. She then won the Match B Championship at Ardsdale Country Club and the Seniors B Championship at Springbrook Country Club. And with those wins, she easily secured the top spot for B Player of the Year with 475 points. Here is a video clip of Barbara accepting this award.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so excited to be joining you today virtually to accept this Player of the Year award. I still can't believe it. I seem to play my best golf when I'm playing with the WMGA, and that's because of all the great women who I'm honored to play with. And you make it fun and relaxed, and that's what I seem to need, I guess, to play well. So thank you all, and thank everybody who's involved with the WMGA, from the staff, Sarah and Brian and Suzanne and Addison, to the board of directors. You really make these tournaments so much fun and enjoyable, and they're always well run and organized, and so I thank you so much for that. I also want to thank a special few women who got me involved with the WMGA. First, Markie and Sherry Tischner. You prodded me for years to join the WMGA, and you even invite me to play on your team, even though I'm a B player. So I wanted to thank you and give you a call out. And then also Angela Corey, who invited me to play on the Myra Patterson team from Long Island. Even though we had never met before, she called me out of the blue, and I think that just shows you how wonderful the WMGA is and how easy it is to make friends. So thank you all. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope to see you next year. Bye.
Congratulations, Barbara, on this milestone achievement. There was not as much suspense when calculating the points for the Player of the Year in Class A tournaments this year. After victories in the Stroke Play A Championship at Deepdale Country Club, the Match Play A Championship at Ardsley Country Club, and the one-day Stroke Play A at St. Andrews Golf Club, the 2021 Player of the Year is Alexis Rios of Westchester Country Club with an impressive 975 points. In addition to playing in individual events throughout the 2021 season, Alexis was a member of our triumphant Griskom Cup team and the MGA Kerry Cup. Alexis has decided to turn pro and is beginning her PGA Associates program. As she closes the pages on her WMGA chapter, we are thrilled that her name will be secured in the WMGA annals as our 2021 Player of the Year. Alexis is our loudest cheerleader. We will miss her in our competitions next year. Here is Alexis accepting her Player of the Year award and sharing what being a member of the WA has meant to her.
I am so honored and humbled to have been named Player of the Year this year. This has been a goal of mine for quite some time now, and to have done it this year is really special. I would like to thank the WMGA for all that you do. Your competitions have always been fantastic. Sarah and Lorianne, thank you for always supporting women's golf and allowing women to have a competitive stage in the metropolitan section. I'd like to thank my family. They've been so supportive and always have been. They're my biggest cheerleaders. I couldn't have done any of this without them. My coach, Paul Savaggio, for all of his help and hard work with my golf game and spending countless hours at the range and on the putting green with me. This is something that is truly very special to me, and such an honor to be able to accomplish this. And lastly, I'd like to thank all my competitors. Every one of you has created an unbelievable place for women to play and such camaraderie amongst all of us. And if it weren't for all of us coming together, there would be no women's golf. So let's keep promoting women's golf and keep pushing each other to become better golfers ourselves. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Alexis, on Player of the Year, and we wish you all the best as you embark on this new chapter in your golf career. Congratulations and well done, ladies. Now I will return the podium to Lorianne.
Thank you, Mary Jo, and congratulations to Eileen, Chris, Wendy, Barbara, and Alexis, along with the Westchester, Myra D. Patterson, and the New Jersey Golf Illustrated teams, as well as the Westchester Country Club for the team match championship. I am thrilled that the WMGA has walked away with both the interdistrict tournaments of the Griskom Cup and the Enos Cup. It is so exciting to be acknowledging all these achievements. Thank you all for this. We have just one more slide. First of all, I want to thank everybody for spending the time with us. We sincerely wish that all of you have a healthy and safe Thanksgiving as well as a holiday season. And we look for the best in 2022. I could not be successful, nor can the WMGA be successful without the help of all of the volunteers, the board members, Met reps, series captain, team captains, course raters, rules officials, tournament volunteers, you get the list. But for 122 years, the MGA has not only survived, but it has really thrived. And our story and our legacy will continue. This concludes our annual meeting. Thank you all for attending. The session was recorded and will be uploaded to our WMGA WMGA communications channel on YouTube. Thank you all and have a good evening.